It's 20 to midnight on Sunday night. Actually, it's not Sunday night, it's Monday night. That's what bank holidays do. In fact, it's actually felt like it's Saturday today. So, tomorrow's probably going to feel like Sunday. Wednesday's going to feel like Monday. Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday. So when it gets to Saturday, I'm going to think it's Thursday. Unless some miracle happens and my brain kicks into gear and I do realise what day it is. But all day today, I've just been convinced it's Saturday. It's rubbish that it's Tuesday tomorrow. I wish it was Saturday. Honestly, I could do with another weekend. It just feels like all the stress is going to start again in the morning. And I could do with like 2 more days of weekend. That would be good. So I'm wide awake again because my sleeping tablet basically is doing the opposite to what it should, and it's making me want to sleep all day, which I'm fighting, and I'm not allowing myself to go back to sleep in the day, which is a bit of a killer at times. There's times when I don't feel as bad and then I'll feel absolutely exhausted and needing to go to sleep, and then a few hours later I'll feel normal and then I'll feel exhausted again, and it's like that on and off all day until the evening, and then I'm suddenly wide awake, and then I take my sleeping tablet and I seem to have more energy all of a sudden. So I don't think this sleeping tablet's for me, but I've still got another week to go. I've got my doctor's next Tuesday, I think. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. So, but I don't think it's suddenly going to make me sleep, because if it was going to make me sleep, that would have happened on the first night, and it's not happened from night 1. So, God knows what time I'm going to fall asleep, but I thought I'm just going to go upstairs, lie in bed and see if anything happens, because I've been tired all day, and then, as I said, the evening comes and I'm awake. I have done a video about my sleeping tablet that was originally on and what I thought after the first night of this one. That's meant to be going up Thursday instead of a vlog, but I've not uploaded it because it's in 2 parts, and I totally forgot, because I forgot it was Monday, because I should have got it ready to upload tomorrow daytime, the first part, and then tomorrow when I go to bed, the second part, but I totally forgot. So hopefully I'll get the footage uploaded for Thursday. If not, it'll be a vlog. I know which vlog it'll be, but I've not put it together, but I know what it'll be. If you've watched the vlog that went live today, Monday, I discuss what's going to be the content of the next vlog. That is the next vlog, so it's ready to edit, so it might end up being that, but hopefully I'll get the video up, because I don't know, I just want to get that one up. So yeah, these tablets aren't working. I don't know how many I've had. I must have had 5, but night 1 I should have fallen asleep, and I think it took 3.5 hours on night 1. So I've took it over just over 2.5 hours ago, and I've caught lots of energy. I could literally probably hoover the house or vac the house, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from. I could have vac the house from top to bottom, and that takes me about 40 minutes. I could easily get up and do that now. Yet all day I've not had the energy to do that, and I've wanted to do it, but I've just had no energy. I've been exhausted. So these tablets are like energy tablets to me, but knowing my luck, if I took it in the morning to give me energy, it'd probably knock me out. And I can't believe it's Tuesday tomorrow. I feel a little bit upset about that, because I know what tomorrow entails, and I'm probably not going to get any sleep, which makes it worse, because I'm probably going to wake up at about 6:30 like normal. I'm going to be exhausted, and I've got stuff to do that I don't really want to do, like, and I can't even talk about what it is because that footage is not gone up yet. And seeing as we're only up to the, I think, 11th of June, but that's probably not going to go up till Monday if I can get the sleeping tablet video up on Thursday. And then there's all of June's footage that's got to go up. And then July's footage, probably the middle of July onwards, is that when what I'm kind of not being able to talk about gets mentioned for the first time. So I don't know when that's going to be up, but hopefully soon, because when I do these live updates it's kind of difficult to talk about things because I've not put it on the channel, and I don't want to talk about it because then it'd be like, well, what's the point in putting the footage up? And I've obviously filmed the footage, so I don't want to talk about stuff that hasn't happened on my channel yet. But I'm just wishing it was Sunday tomorrow, because as I said, it has felt like it's Saturday all day. It's been a really confusing weekend because it honestly doesn't feel like I've done anything the last 3 days. The last 3 days honestly feel like a blur, and I just don't know what I've actually done in these past 3 days. I know today I ironed about 25 things, and I was absolutely sweating in the kitchen ironing because it's so humid today. And I know I went to the supermarket. I know I've finished editing today's vlog this morning, which was a very awkward situation, which I'm not going to get into in a live video, but it will be in a vlog why it was awkward. And I've watched a lot of TV today, but I can't concentrate on TV, so I'll probably watch 5 minutes and then be distracted for 20, then and watch 5 minutes. So I have watched a lot of TV. I've got all my laundry sorted, I think, except for what's in the dryer, but I don't think I've got that much in the dryer. But that's all I've done today. Like, I've got nothing to show for today. And then yesterday, which was really Sunday, obviously, because if it's Monday today, I'm trying to think what I did yesterday. I don't even know what I did yesterday. I know I did some washing, and then I put it like around the house to dry and in the dryer, because I don't dry a lot of my stuff in the dryer. Like, either goes on the radiators or the clothes rack. And didn't go to shop yesterday. I had a bath yesterday for the first time in quite a few weeks. I think when I filmed a video about it, I think I said it was 7 weeks. So I've been having like showers and everything, obviously, but I've not been able to have baths for reasons that I discuss in the vlogs. So I managed to have a bath. I cooked that sweet potato and coconut curry, which was amazing. I'm gonna have to do that again. And I think that's all I did yesterday. It's a bit of a blur. And then Saturday, I know I went to the supermarket Saturday. I know I watched Casualty. Don't remember much of it, but I know I watched it. That's all I did that day. I actually was quite struggling with my anxiety and feeling down on Saturday, so that's why I didn't really do anything, because of how I was feeling. I was really struggling, and I am struggling a lot at the moment with it, especially with leaving the house. It took me, I normally go out at a certain time on Saturday, and it took me an extra 2.5 hours to go out. And then I didn't want to be out. Like, I felt super anxious. And I know I went for a drive Friday night and I was super anxious. I drove somewhere and I pulled up and I was filming. which will eventually go up, and I was just so anxious I had to drive away from where I was because I was just too anxious where I was, and I was anxious the whole time that I was out. So my anxiety is kicking in a lot at the moment, and I'm struggling with feeling down, and I'm struggling with leaving the house, to be honest. Like I'm really struggling. Like I'm not go to supermarkets on a Sunday anymore, and I used to make myself go out every single day, but I've got to the point where if I can get away with not leaving the house, I won't leave the house. And that kind of makes me feel a little bit sad and disappointed in myself, because I did promise someone in February I'd go out every day, and as I've mentioned a few times now, I managed to do it bar when I was in hospital and maybe a handful of times when I was ill. 2 of those right at the start and 3 since. And I was proud of the fact that I managed to do it regardless of how I felt within myself and how I felt whilst I was at the house. And I do have coping mechanisms that I can do whilst I'm at the house, but sometimes I'll just rush around the shop and forget things just to get round and get out. But I do have little things that I do when I'm out, when I'm feeling anxious and unconfident and all the other little issues I have. But now I'm starting to not want to go out. If I can get away with not going, I will. And I deliberately buy just enough for one day, or bits and pieces that essentials that you need, but nothing that I could go a full day without going to the shop for something that I need. I do that on purpose to make sure that I do go out. But Saturdays now, I'm making sure that I get enough stuff to get me through till Monday, so I don't have to go Sunday. For some reason I'm getting super anxious about going, so I'm trying to avoid going. So if I don't need to leave the house one particular day, I won't do it, and I'm buying extra now to cope for those days where I can't go out. And I don't want to be in that position again where I don't go out the house. And there's lots of different reasons why I don't want to go out, but my anxiety is totally through the roof, and I'd happily stay in the house. I wish I could stay in my pyjamas all day, and I've not done that for a very long time. Even when I don't feel well, I'm still forcing myself to have a shower, get dressed and go out, and when I come back I don't get into my pyjamas. And I've managed to do that for months and months and months, and now I'm I don't want to go out. And I just don't know what to do about that, because when I feel a certain way, I just can't force myself to do things, because sometimes forcing myself to do it can cause more problems for myself and cause me to not go out for a very long time. So I'm trying to manage how I'm feeling, but also try and still go out and not miss too many days. But for the last few Sundays I've not gone, and I know how I feel, that I could eventually get to the point where I'm not going out every day and maybe just going out once a week, and I don't want to do that. But because of how I feel, I can't push myself too much, because it can be detrimental. But I know that I'm getting worse when I get like this, and because I've managed to go out every day regardless. I mean, there was a couple of days in April when I didn't have a car, but I didn't particularly want to go out because of the reason I didn't have my car, so it wasn't an issue then. But now it's just if I can avoid leaving the house, I will. And it makes me a little bit sad, and that makes me feel worse. But I am getting sick of these sleeping tablets, because I've got too much energy. And it's almost midnight. And I know I'll wake up about 6:30 and then I'm up for the day, because I won't let myself sleep once I've woken up, because then I'm less likely to get to sleep the following night. I just feel like I'm going around in circles here. And I've not had any major side effects with this one, unless you can't count the side effect of not being able to sleep as one, because I think, that's a major side effect a sleeping tablet that doesn't make me sleep. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I need something like stronger. Some morphine would be good, but that gives me the weirdest, freakiest dreams ever. But it's better than having a nightmare, I guess. But the last time I had morphine, I can remember a little bit of the dream, but I woke up violently, like, I don't know how to describe it, but my body was kind of like violently like rocking backwards and forwards. Like I was laid on my side, I was kind of moving like backwards and forwards in a really weird way, fast. And I thought, was that me? I can't remember if that was May or another time that I was in. I feel like I'm totally cracking up now because unless that was January, I don't even know when that was now because I've been in a lot of times and I've had morphine every time, so I don't know, because when I was in January I was very ill. And I know I had a lot of morphine then because of the pain I was in, and I think it was, I don't know, I don't remember too much about January, especially the first few days. I was so, I don't know, I wasn't drugged up, but I was just not with it because I had a severe head injury, which I've never talked about on here, and I'm not gonna because it's too upsetting. I'm even getting a bit upset thinking about that hospital stay, but it would appear I'm allowed morphine every time I'm in there, and I never actually asked for morphine. Normally I'll ask for pain relief, and if it's within a certain amount of time of me already having pain relief, I always end up being given morphine. And I think I always allowed 3 doses of morphine a day on top of my other pain relief. So that's quite a lot of morphine. Well, that's quite a lot of pain relief. But there is a video on here about morphine that I filmed in, I think it might have been February, I'm not sure when I filmed that. But morphine does do crazy things to me. I don't know if it does it to everyone. I guess it depends on the person, really. Different medications act differently with different people. I know morphine that within, I think, 20 minutes of me taking it or having it, because I always have it orally, within 20 minutes I do fall asleep for about 40 minutes. I'm mostly brutally honest on it, apparently. Apparently I just start telling people things and like disclosing things to them when I'm on it, and I can't even remember saying what I've said. I'm like that on codeine as well if I have a large dose of codeine, but I'm not like that on normal painkillers, so I don't know what's in it that makes me like that. And codeine can make me sleepy as well, depending on the dosage. And I was always scared of having morphine, and the first time I was actually given it, I wasn't actually told it was morphine. I mean, it was the first time I remember having it. It was when I was in hospital 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. I went in 2 days after my birthday, and I'd been in a few days because I ended up in 8 days in total. I should have been in longer, but I pretended I was feeling a lot better because I worked out how I could get out, what I had to say. So I basically was like saying I felt better, but I think it was like the 5th night or something, and I worked really well and I was in a lot of pain and I couldn't sleep, and 2 nurses came and they gave me this thing that I put in my mouth, and I'm like, didn't know what it was, took it, and I kind of had a bit of a reaction to it, which was freaky but also amusing to the people who had to deal with me that night. I was literally seeing ants crawling on the floor, which weren't crawling on the floor because there weren't any ants apparently. And I was sat on the floor. I'd actually gotten out of bed and they'd put the sides up on the bed. I can't remember why. I was told why they'd done it. I think I'd got out of bed a few times and sat on the floor. So I'd somehow shuffled down the bed and got out like the little gap at the bottom and was sat on the floor. And there was a nurse on who I was convinced looked like Whoopi Goldberg. And she was amused. I remember her laughing at me about that, and she went and got the doctor, and I remember the doctor coming and talking to me, and he kept laughing at me. Well, I knew he wanted to laugh, and I kept saying, like, I know you want to laugh, and I think he was trying to be really professional, but I could tell by the expression on his face, and I could tell he was, like, forcing himself not to laugh. But he did laugh at me a couple of times, and I can't even remember what I was saying to him. But yeah, it was very stressful being in there because there was someone on the ward that I got moved on to, and there was only 4 of us on the ward. It was one of those small ones, but she kept us awake all night, and she was loud all day, and I was severely ill, and I remember, like, because I weren't sleeping, it was making me worse, and it got to the point where I just couldn't cope anymore. And they were saying she had dementia, but she seemed pretty normal during the daytime and making phone calls on her mobile phone and stuff. But as soon as the nurses were around, she was suddenly incoherent and not knowing what was going on. And one of the nights, I remember, I think it was the night I got given morphine, she was telling me that she was going to kill me, and because I'd not slept for 4 days because of her, it freaked me out, and she was saying that we were all going to die and all sorts of other things, so I just started freaking out and panicking, and I had this big panic attack, and I think this is one of the reasons I was given the morphine, and I was given a nebulizer, because my breathing was just all over the place and they needed to calm me down. And the next day she actually got moved off the ward because I'd complained so much and the others weren't happy, and they had complained, but because of how ill it was making me and I weren't sleeping, whereas the other one was giving morphine every night which sent her to sleep. One other person got moved because of me moaning, and she actually come and thanked me because she'd had a major operation and she weren't getting the sleep she needed, and she actually, after they moved her, she come back and thanked me for like complaining. And then someone else got moved on and she couldn't sleep, and she'd had quite a major operation as well, and I was moaning, and I remember my mum and dad were moaning as well, because I were moaning to my dad because I hadn't had any sleep and it was making me feel worse, and I thought I was totally cracking up because they sent the doctor to me, and I thought I was losing my mind, and he was saying, no, it's because you've not slept, and I went, no wonder I've not slept, have you heard her? And he went, yeah, but we can't do anything because there's nowhere to move her from. Then I found out she'd got moved from a private room and put on there. So while she was in a private room, she was obviously not annoying anyone or keeping her awake all night. So they decided to put her on a ward. So eventually, after 4 days of me not sleeping and me thinking I was totally cracking up and having that major panic attack, they had to move her for my own well-being, but also the other person that had just been moved on, they had to, because she weren't sleeping and she just had major surgery. So she got moved back in the private room and no one heard from her after that. And apparently she weren't even making the noise all night because they kept checking on her, so it's because she was on the ward with us. So obviously she wanted a private room, and that's why she was doing it non-stop. Anyway, I don't even know how I got onto that story, but that was the first time I had morphine that I knew I'd had it. Like, I don't know if I've ever had it in the past, but yeah, and I've always been scared to have morphine, and I didn't know I'd had morphine until I was told. I think it was the next day when they said it was morphine that I'd had, because they had to give it me the following night, and they were a bit concerned because I had that reaction to it, but they put it down to me not sleeping and me just being given that. Well, that was one of the things I was given because I was in a lot of pain as well. And when I had it the second night, I was so scared I was going to react like that I asked them to put the sides up on the bed just so I couldn't get out the bed. And I actually just fell asleep, and I got told the next morning I was like full on snoring all night, which wasn't good. But yeah, morphine's good, but it's like truth serum, and it does send me to sleep, and it does give me the strangest dreams. Not nightmares, but the strangest dreams ever. So if you've never had morphine, don't let me scare you off it, because everyone handles different drugs differently. It just depends on your body and how your body works, basically. But that's my experience with morphine, but it is good. And also, paracetamol done via IV is good, because it actually, that turns into morphine as it goes into your system. I learnt that whilst I was in hospital, and that has the effect of sending me to sleep as well, because every time I have it, I always have to have a sleep within 20 to 30 minutes. And I only sleep for about 20 to 30 minutes as well, but you know, it's better than taking tablets, and I can't take tablets, so that's why I know all about IV paracetamol. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little bit hyper because these sleeping tablets are just giving me energy, but tomorrow I'll be absolutely exhausted all day. Until the evening, then I'll wake up, so these tablets are just not good. But I'm gonna... Hello, Cleo. I didn't realise my dog was in my room. Oh my god, I've been talking for 28 minutes. These tablets need to just stop. I don't know if I should stop taking these tablets or carry on. I don't know what to do. Because I haven't got my I can't get a doctor's appointment soon, like any sooner. So I'm just going to have to keep taking them, but it's rubbish. I'm going to take it like 8 o'clock tomorrow and see how long it takes me to go to sleep. And if it still takes hours, I'll take it at 7 o'clock and then 6 o'clock. It's getting ridiculous. Right, I'm going to go. God, I've got too much energy and I just want to sleep.